This week on.
I think the Arsenal have a great opportunity to fight again for titles in the Premier League, in Europe. So.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another vid from Mutal FC, and today we got another banging vid for you. Today we're talking about what William said. He said that Arsenal could challenge for titles, European titles, in 3 years. They're not even in the Champions League yet. How the fuck are they going to be challenging in 3 years? But we thought, let's see, Arsenal are making some signings right now. Chelsea are going ham in the transfer market. United are being retarded as usual. But we thought, let's look at these 3 teams and let's see which team has the best chance at getting top 4 this season. Alright, first, Banter FC. Arsenal. Now I know people are going to come at me, oh, we won the FA Cup, United won jack shit, but no one gives a fuck, alright? Okay? You guys are still Banter FC. You finished 8th. 8th, that's shit. Alright? But I can't lie. I know Arsenal are making some big signings. They're getting some good defenders, and I can't lie. I want Gabriel for United, but it's their attack that I'm scared about. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All the attacks for the top 4. And Arsenal's attack, that's probably the best part. They've got such good players. I mean, Aubameyang, Saka, Pepe, and even Willian. You can say whatever you want. He's like 32, 33, whatever, but he's still an experienced player. And if we just go into the stats for a second. Aubameyang, I think everyone knows this dude's a world-class striker. He's world-class. I don't want to hear. He's top 5. I don't want to hear. If people in these top 5, I don't know, right? 36 games he played last season. That's basically almost every game. 22 goals, 3 assists. He was just 1 goal off of being the Golden Boot winner. Ever since he's come into the league, he has scored the most goals out of any other player. And think about the players we have in the Premier League. We have Aguero. We have Danny Ings. We have Jamie Vardy. We have Harry Kane. So that's an insane stat. And even last season, he played off the wing. He was scoring 22 goals off the wing, not as a striker. Right? So that's insane. So we all know how good Aubameyang is. It's a given. But then we got Saka. Bukayo Saka, I think 18 or 19 years old, the same age as us right here. And bro, he's insane. For a left wing back or a left winger, he has so much potential. Right? He's only has 1 goal, 5 assists in the Premier League. But if you think about all comps, he has 11 or 12, and that's the 3rd highest in all comps. So that's crazy. In the Premier League, at least, the 3rd highest. That's insane for an 18-year-old, 19-year-old making his debut, right? So I think we all know Saka. I think he's gonna be a big part of Arsenal's future. So that's one to look out for. And then Nicolas Pepe. Now, people could say he's a flop, right? And it's 70 million. Yeah, I mean that's you can't be paying 70 million for a dude who's getting the same amount of goals and assists as Daniel James, who was 15 million. But I think there's potential in this man. I've seen it. You see the FA Cup final. He sauced that FA Cup final. Right? He didn't score a goal or anything. He got a goal disallowed, but he was insane that game. There's potential in this dude. He can be the Pepe that we saw in League One. So I think there's a lot of potential there. And then you have Willian, right? Now he's not going to be a starting 11 player. Probably looks like just another squad player, but he can add experience. And if he plays like he did for Chelsea in that last season, playing for a contract, maybe they could get that Champions League in 3 years. I mean, they've never won a Champions League in their whole history. I don't know how they're going to win one now. Probably the worst team ever. But you never know. So they've got all these sick players. And if Mesut Ozil decides to play soccer instead of Fortnite, I mean, they've got a team. They've got a solid team there. So yeah, I mean, Arsenal have a sick attack. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, just to touch on Pepe, I think you're right. He has a player in him. We saw even when they lost to Brighton after the restart, he scored that curler. So I think he has the quality to unlock the important points for Arsenal. So I think we'll see, and I'm excited to see Martinelli and Willian as depth. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the Martinelli and Willian depth is really important for Arsenal this year, because I feel last year they had Aubameyang to score goals, but when he wasn't there, they had no one to back him up. There was no other goal scorer, or even Saka came at the end, helped him out with assists. Lacazette was on and off. Martinelli got hurt. But next year they got their 3 forwards set. I think personally their starting forwards, Saka, Pepe, Aubameyang, and then you got Martinelli and Lacazette coming off the bench. And there's the Coutinho rumors too. So that's someone to help out just in case Ozil doesn't pop up. So yeah, I think that team's looking good. I don't think it's good enough to make Champions League next year because of some of the other competition in the Prem, but I think definitely better than an 8th place finish from last year.
Yep, yeah, and that wraps Arsenal up. So just to touch on Abramovich's Chelsea. Chelsea have been linked left, right, center with every single big name player, from Havertz to Silva to even Malang Sarr today. But just to touch on Ziyech, their new signing, he got 6 goals and 12 assists last season in the Eredivisie. And then Werner, the big name forward for 50 million. In the 16-17 season when Leipzig got second, he was 4th on the list for top scorers that year, 21 goals. I think there's no reason why Werner can't shine. And then Havertz, if this 100 million deal goes in, right, and he's supposed to carry the torch from Hazard, I think he can do it because I think if he follows what Dele Alli did, the blueprint, it's very possible because Dele Alli got 18 goals, 16-17 when Poch brought him up for MK Dons in League One. Then he followed it up with 9 goals, 10 assists. There's that consistency. There's no reason why Havertz can't succeed. And then they still have Tammy, 18 goal involvements, 15 goals, 3 assists, and Pulisic saucing since restart. And then of course everybody's favorite Mason Toe Poke Mount against Man United. But yeah, that wraps Chelsea's attack up.
Yeah, for me about Chelsea.
Yeah, you got it.
For me about Chelsea, the only thing that worries me is like how are those forwards going to mesh together? Because you have Werner, who's coming from Leipzig, where he basically carried that team. Havertz, who led Bayer Leverkusen. Ziyech, who was leading Ajax, and even Pulisic last year, towards the end of last season, basically carried Chelsea. So how are those 4 going to mesh together? Who's going to step up, be the leader? Out of all those young, they're all young too. So who's going to really step up, be the leader, and then who's going to kind of take the back seat? Because I feel like if those egos start to clash, or if all of them try to be the best player on the team, then that's not going to work out too well. But if they can find a way to make it work, I think that could become a league title contending team in a few years.
Yeah, I'm scared shitless of Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie. Like that attack, yeah. I mean, there's always the meshing thing, right? When you buy they're buying 6-7 players, they're changing their whole lineup basically. So there's always that question. But like you said, the potential there is so big, right? Werner, Liverpool wanted him, right? Havertz, Bayern wanted him. So Chelsea are getting these players from these types of they're competing against these clubs and getting them. So if these, I don't know, potentially what we've seen from these players and other clubs and stuff, they look scary. That's all I can say. They look dead scary.
Yeah, so I think
touch on the too many players meshing. I think you're right. The too many cooks in the kitchen, added to the fact that Werner and Ziyech are gonna need a different type of service than Tammy and Giroud, who are just treated as skyscrapers, target forwards. So yeah, we'll see. Remains to be seen if Chelsea's massive spending actually guarantees them top 4.
Yeah, so Chelsea will definitely have a great attack next year, but I'm looking at Manchester United, and last year the way they performed since Bruno came in was just off the charts. You look at the table, the Premier League table since Bruno joined. They're sitting first, 14 games played since Bruno joined. They're sitting first place, 2 points off City, 3 points off Liverpool, and that's first in the league. It's not like they were second or third. They're first. And then you look at goals scored from forwards, the attacks of all Premier League teams. United comes in at second with 50 goals, only trailing City, who had 62, I think. And then if you look at all of Europe too, they're 7th. So that's attack with Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. They're coming in at 7th. And that's also considering Greenwood didn't play. He only started playing. He only became a starter after the break. So Greenwood is sub, and then Martial and Rashford combined 50 goals, 7th in Europe, 2nd in the Prem. And I think that's only going to improve next year. Because if you look at it, Martial is 24, Greenwood's 18, Rashford's 22. None of them are even close to their prime yet. Rashford and Martial, you could tell by the end of last year, they were starting to mesh, just assisting each other. The competition between them, when one guy scored, Martial, the other one had scored. I think it was clear in some of the games. Rashford would score his goal, and then Martial would up it to another gear, and then he would come back and score a goal also. And you can't forget about Greenwood, who's 18, probably England's in my opinion, probably England's future. And then you also have to look at Rashford, Martial, who finished top 10 in goal scorers in the Prem this year. they're only at the start of their career and they're already hitting top 10 goal scoring level. So I think that's only going to go up. And then the help of Mason Greenwood and Bruno being there, I think is going to take them over the top. The only thing I worry about for United is the squad depth with attacking options, because if none of those guys are performing, then you can't bring on Daniel James or Jesse Lingard and expect them to score you important goals at important times, especially since they're going to be playing Champions League next year. That's probably over 50 games total. They need to find some squad depth. So I don't know if Jadon Sancho's going to happen. Hopefully it does. But if not Sancho, then, Dembele, Coman, something like that.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, like, United they need depth, right? Because, like, the front four, like, they can pound, like, they're really good. Like, they can fuck anybody. So when it's the front four, but if they don't have, if the front four isn't playing, if they do a Sevilla, they're not pounding anybody. Like, they're just gonna get wrecked, right? Like, we saw what happened against Sevilla. If those front four can't click for some reason, or they're just tired, like, you're not gonna bring on Juan Mata, or you're not gonna bring on Jesse Lingard, Lingardinho. Like, that's not happening, right? No Jay Lings. Like, we want star player quality. But the front four as itself in the starting 11 is ridiculously good, right? Like Chris said, that Greenwood has potential. He hasn't played a 30-game season yet, so he can get more goals. Martial and Rashford, when they're fully fit for a full season, can score a bunch of goals. Yeah, I do worry about the lack of depth. If we get Sancho, that'd be that right wing position needs depth, or it needs somebody, because Greenwood's not really a right winger. So I think you need Sancho at that right wing, but yeah, I still think I tip United just a little bit to finish in the top four. They'll finish in that 4th place, just because I think they still have a little more than Arsenal at the current moment. Just a little. It could, like, I could see Arsenal getting into the top 4, but I think United had an upper edge.
Yeah, just to continue what Vignesh was saying about United pounding, if Ed Woodward would just hit the pound button on the phone, take care of some fucking business, that would help.
Exactly.
Also, I think Chelsea had 107 chances created, second to Liverpool only. So I think, I'm excited to see what United, Bruno can create for that front four and see what they can finish as well. And I also think that, even if you guys don't get Sancho, just a short-term stopgap type signing, I think could really secure top four, because I don't think the gap is as big as everyone thinks it is, because it's oh shit, 30 points, but Chelsea within 2 weeks turned that rumors down, so I think United can definitely get top four if they just take care of business.
Exactly. If we get the business, man, United could be really good, but if they don't, I don't know. Ed Woodward's not giving anyone any hopes. He really isn't. He's got to do something, or we're not getting top four. And Arsenal, if Arsenal get a couple more signings, I could say Arsenal are going to be top four. Are we? It's all about the ambition. Chelsea have ambition. They're challenging. They're gonna close the gap. We don't have ambition, right? If we're gonna stick on Sancho the whole time and end up not getting him, we don't pay that 120 million because we're scared that we're gonna get memed like Maguire, then we're gonna get fucked. That's just simple facts. The people gotta it doesn't matter. Just give them money. We have a lot of money. We're the 3rd richest club in the world. So, I mean, it is what it is. But you guys let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think has the best attack? Which attack do you think out of the Chelsea, Arsenal, United is Premier League winning? Right? Because we all know these guys could get top four, but can they win the Premier League? Right? And what do these clubs need to get top four? So you guys let us know down in the comments below. We'll catch you in the next vid. And before I actually end this video, we need 100 subs. Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? 100 subs, and we got a quality vid. We're so close. We're only 5 subs away. You get it 100 subs. We also got a big giveaway coming. That's all I'm saying. Get us to 100 subs, and we'll let you know. All right, but we'll catch you in the next one.